John Cena, Roman Reigns segment that then became, hey, here's my boy LA Knight. I loved that they finally had that interaction happen, because it feels like it's not been teased for that long, because obviously it wasn't announced that Roman was going to be coming back until pretty recently. But it is kind of what we were thinking would be like the next step for LA Knight, because we've talked about multiple times that it feels like he's a little bit above the US title. And so it felt like he would have to go for the next title, which of course is the Universal Championship. So I thought that was really cool. I loved Cena being like a silent hype man behind him.
Cool.
And I saw, I think it was Mark Henry, who said that he felt like John Cena took away from the moment.
Oh, I'm so happy you brought this up.
For LA Knight. And I thought that was kind of ridiculous. Like, I understand what he's saying, just because it's like, it's John Cena and this is LA Knight. So we need to kind of like have the focus on him, because he's not an established name the same way that John Cena is, Randy Orton is, where it's like, it doesn't matter what else is going on. You're really focused on that. But I felt like, you know, the beginning of their interaction, Cena and LA Knight, you know, the way that like Cena was talking to him before he handed him the mic, and then when he handed it to him, like everyone went crazy, and and Cena was like, see, it was kind of like a passing of the torch moment to me. And not to mention, I didn't catch this immediately, but I don't know if you saw that LA Knight quoted a line from Basic Thugonomics.
He did.
So it was just like,
he's got our heart.
I guess. So I understood like to an extent what Mark Henry was saying, but I felt like, you know, that would hold more weight if like LA Knight didn't then kind of include him on purpose by using that line. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We have to remember, who does Mark Henry work for? Just gotta throw that out there.
But I also feel like if you're going to have a show like on Busted Open Radio and you're going to be talking about everything that has to do with wrestling, then you kind of can't show your bias. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's like if you're going to be an NFL commentator and you're going to talk about the entire league, you can't show your fandom or favoritism towards one team, because people are going to call you out every single week about it. And I feel like that should apply to wrestling commentary as well.
Yeah, you're right. And it's very old school thinking from Mark Henry. It's very out of touch with the fans. You can tell that, I mean, I don't mean that nobody cared that John Cena came out, but I mean, when LA Knight came out, John Cena was one of the fans.
Yeah.
He was just in the ring. That's really basically the only difference. He just introduced him because he did a job.
Yeah.
And then once he introduced him, he hopped over the barricade essentially and sat down with the rest of the fans to see what he had to say. And I love that that's where John Cena is in his career right now, where he comes back because there is a strike. There is a writer's strike. Hello. There is a writer's strike going on, or actors too, tomato, potato. But, you know, and WWE is his home. John Cena is a fixture of WWE, and at this stage of his career, he needs to put over the next generation of talent that's going to keep the ship moving. LA Knight is primed and poised to be a big name guy for the next 3, 4, even 5 years. So you got to do this stuff with Cena. It's symbolic. That's what wrestling is. They've done it for years. And it just, to me, that comment just, I looked at it and kind of just shrugged it off. I was like, this is ridiculous.
I think if we were talking like 6 months ago, then I think that the comment would have made more sense, because LA Knight was over, but he wasn't mega over the way that he is now. So if it, like I said, if it was like in April, you know, I mean, we were talking about WrestleMania, people were like getting on the bandwagon of LA Knight, you know, and they were disappointed about him not being at Mania. But I think that if this moment happened then I feel like, okay, Mark Henry, I get your point. Like, it's just not the right time. But we're talking, you know, it's October. Like, LA Knight has been hinting at calling out Roman for a couple weeks now. So no one was really caring what Cena was doing. Everyone was focused on what was happening between LA Knight and Roman Reigns. So it was like, it was just the camera angle that they had that you could even see what Cena was doing behind him. Had that not been the angle, nobody at home would know what he was doing. So then we wouldn't have a comment about it, you know?
Exactly.
So I don't agree that he took it away. I think that he was the perfect guy to set this up, especially as someone who, what was it, a year or two ago when he faced Roman for the title at SummerSlam. So it's like,
Yeah.